Okay, thank you very much, Chairperson. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning. My name is Fatin. Can you call me Fatin? I'm from Sarawak. Anyone from Sarawak here? Oh yeah, okay. 我是古晋人，抗银，okay. Is it allowed in TEDx to speak other than English? Okay, anyway. Okay, today I'm going to share something about what we have done with school kids. But before I go on, I'm just going to I only have 8 minutes to share what I've done for this 1.5 decades of my life. I'm very old, you know, so don't get cheated by my face. I'm not that young. Just to let you know that I'm from Kuching. I studied in UTM. Shout out to UTM. I'm alumni here. And I studied in Cambridge for my PhD. I came back and I got my professorship before 40 years old. So I'm not going to brag what I have. I'm just going to tell you, I started small. I just keep doing it and come to where I am today. I'm sure all of you, every and each of one of you can come to that by just doing something small but consistently doing it. Okay? Can you bear with me for 8 minutes? Okay, Elena can give me a cue if I have passed over 8 minutes. This is a program we call Iskandar Malaysia Life Challenge, IMELC. Okay, I'm not sure anyone heard of it. Have anyone heard of it? I'll be surprised if you know about this program. Okay, this is only for schools children, primary school children. The idea of, it's not working. Oh, this, okay, don't worry about it, because I've changed the slide, but it's okay. Now, I'm gonna go without the slide. Okay, so what happened was that in 2010, when I came back from my study in 2009, and then I was asked by Professor Ho Chin Seong from the Faculty of Alam Bina and UKO, FABU. He asked if I can join him to work on the low carbon Asia study. I'm like, what is low carbon society? I have never heard of this idea before. I'm just a teacher, you know, I'm a physics teacher. Cikgu fizik, you all tahu cikgu fizik. I'm just a physics teacher. I don't know much about what is low carbon society. It's a new idea back in 2010. So like, can I ask some seniors to do it? I can't do it. Say, okay. He asked me to lead a subgroup for education under the project. It's a project between Malaysia and Japan. So I said, I just finished my PhD. I'm too young. I'm too inexperienced to do it. He said, oh, just do it. No need to call your senior to do it. You can do it. I said, okay, fine. I said, I'll try my best and learn when I'm doing it. So I learned from scratch low carbon society. It's actually an idea that linked to climate change, global warming, and low carbon and carbon emission. As a physicist, it's not difficult for me to understand because we know the gas law. You know gas law, right? Most of you are engineers here. You know gas law. So if there's higher temperature, there will be more higher pressure. The higher the pressure, the likely the climate will change, right? Because our air is affected by that pressure, and that pattern of weather is changed because of the pressure and temperature. Easy, yeah? So it's not a hoax. Climate change is not a hoax. Okay, I can tell it's not a hoax. And what we need to do is to reduce the temperature if we want to reduce the impact of climate change, right? But we can't do that if we don't know where we get the temperature rising, right? So the easy way to understand is that we have to do something to reduce the temperature, the global temperature. How do we do that? Our Earth is blessed with the greenhouse effect. So we have the Earth covered by the atmosphere. The atmosphere has greenhouse gases, for example, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and methane, and vapors, and so on. Now, the more greenhouse gases, okay, the more heat is trapped in our Earth. So that's how we get global warming. Okay or not? Cikgu fizik pandai ya? Okay. Now, so what we get is that, okay, we have to reduce the carbon because carbon is one of the greenhouse gases we can control. We cannot control vapor, right? We cannot control. But the one that we can control the most is carbon dioxide. So if we can reduce carbon dioxide from our daily life, from our industry, we can definitely try to contain the global warming and climate change. Agree? Agree, yeah? Okay, yeah? So that's why we have to develop a low carbon society. We cannot go zero. Where does our carbon come from? Of course, you think it must be transport, right? No, transport is one of them. But one of the highest one is actually electricity. Now we're in an air-conditioned room. Nice, right? But how do we get our electricity from? By burning coal and petrol and gases, right? So that's how we get. from the power station. So the more that we use of this electricity, okay, the more coal that we burn, the more carbon that we emitted. So we get more and more greenhouse gases in our atmosphere. So that's how we become more and more, warmer and warmer globally. Okay, so we want to develop this low carbon society in Iskandar, Malaysia. Why Iskandar, Malaysia? Because we are living in Iskandar, Malaysia. Agree? You know? Okay. So Iskandar, Malaysia is a southern region, developed economic region corridor, right? Where we try to develop, but we want to develop this region sustainably. Okay. So how we do that? We need to develop people. We want to give them awareness on the sustainability issue, and one of them is about carbon emission. So Iskandar, Malaysia, or Iskandar Regional Development Authority, IRDA, there has a blueprint to develop low carbon Iskandar, Malaysia by 2025. This year lah, okay, capai tak capai, not sure yet, 2025. Now, they have something they need to do with schools. And back then, 2012, they don't have any program for primary schools to learn about low carbon society. Remember all the concepts I told you? Okay, the climate change lah, greenhouse gases lah, global warming lah. Can you let primary school students understand the concepts? Right? But I was tasked to do that. Okay, I was tasked to teach primary school students in the whole region of Iskandar, Malaysia, 251 primary schools, to understand the low carbon concept. I was like, oh, this is not gonna work. So I said, okay, why don't we go to Japan see how Japan did, because this is a project between Japan and Malaysia, right? So I say, you go to Japan. So 2012, I was sent to Japan to look at how their kids are learning about Eco-Life Challenge, Eco-Life climate change. So I went there, very nice program. Of course, I got like free trip to go to Japan, right? But the program is learning about, they have a group of volunteers from the NPO, non-profit organization, NPO. They have like a bunch of like 20 plus or 30 plus volunteers. Most of them are retired people. Like Japan people, they're all like aging society. We are going to be there soon. That was 2012, I went there. They're still already aging society. So most of their volunteers are retired people. Okay, so they're volunteers to go to schools and teach young kids about climate change, okay, about global warming, using a workbook back then. Remember back then, 2012, not now, 2012. We're using a workbook and go classes to schools to teach them about global warming, climate change. And the students have to complete the workbook during the winter holiday and come back and send back to the school. You think our kids will do it? Let alone now. School holiday, homework, none of you going to do, right? We're not going to ask them to go get our kids to do that and bring back to our teachers. Right? Not going to happen, right? But that was something that done in Japan. It was successful, okay? Right? In Japan, their culture is successful. And so in 2013, my boss, Prof. Ho, ILDA people, Japan, I said, hey, why don't you do similar program in Iskandar, Malaysia? I said, okay, but I cannot do like how Japan did it. I have to change everything. So I changed the whole format. Okay, for the program, no volunteer gonna teach. Must be teachers. Okay, cannot be volunteer, must teachers. And then I have to train teachers, and then we have to produce a module for them to use. And then the school must do projects. And then it must be competition. No one gonna do this is a volunteer. Main di sekolah, no, I cannot. So must have incentive, right? So must have prizes, must have training, must have authorities and everything lah. Okay, so we start teacher training. Back then we went to school. So if I go back to the slide before, we started with 23 primary school as pilot project, and then we keep growing. So small steps going big, more and more schools. So this year is the 13th years of us running this program, and it's still running strong, more and more sponsors. So we got teacher training online and physical. So we will go to every district in Johor. There are 10 districts in Johor, PPD. So we have to go, like, now we are running the tour now. And then the students have to complete a workbook, the online module now. Before that was just workbook, now it's online module. Feel free to go to imelc.my if you like to have a look. And then the school project the school have to do, and then the final competition. Okay, So we offer like prizes up to 80,000 ringgit. So if you see that we have lots of sponsors, now our biggest sponsor is UNICEF, okay, for this program because they like children to understand sustainability. And we have to create lots of categories so that our students will get the chance to win. Imagine 909 schools in Johor are working on this project. So more than 100,000 students are also involved in this program. They cannot go empty-handed, right? So we have to create more and more competitions, categories. We also have side events they can join, okay? Of course, media coverage is important because we need sponsors to work on this, to help us. And we report all the impact of this program, the emission, how much we can reduce, how much the school earn from saving electricity and water and also recycling, all right? And in terms of awareness, there are tons of data we collected shows that improvement in the awareness, in their knowledge, in their behavior, okay, on environmental behaviors, all right? And these are all the programs in schools that they've done by themselves. We did not teach them to do this. It's from the awareness they get from this program, then they do all these projects. You can imagine primary school students okay, open kuru-kuru shop. You know kuru-kuru shop? Kuru-kuru shop. It's a Japanese word. Kuru-kuru means cycle. Okay, it's a reuse concept where the students will take in pre-loved product that you don't want. You throw away all these good things because you want to clear up your house. And then they will put it in their shop. Any poor student, B40 student who need it will come and get it for free. Okay? So we now have about 50 plus kuru-kuru shops in primary schools in Johor, just Johor. So there's lots of other projects that we never have imagined schools have done just because we're giving them an environmental education awareness program. Okay? And the one that actually moves everything are the teachers. Every primary school in Johor now we have Pengilaras IMLC, Guru Pengilaras IMLC, which is the coordinator of IMLC. So you can go and find them and they will tell you what they've learned from this program. So this program now, I think what I like about this program is the school's own initiative and their will to keep going further and further, exceed our expectation. They win prizes at national and international levels that we never asked them to do, but because they have gone through this program every year, now they are very proficient in getting all these competitions, okay? And it's a good incentive for schools because they can keep doing more and more after this. So we have expanded this project, not just for primary school, but also to secondary school and also to community. And this is not an effort of an individual, not just Fatin. Okay? It's an effort of a team from IRDA, from Johor State Education Department, and also many other sponsors and strategic partners. And also my team, especially Dr. Nina, now I pass on everything to her, so I can retire lah. I can retire from this program and go and venture new program. But my point is, it's not about this program. It's not about this program. It's always about doing it. Okay? I never thought this program will become like this from the day one I started it, and how I argue with Professor Hall that it's not going to work, blah, 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 blah. But getting out in the first step of doing it and consistently doing it until today, that is what really counts. So whatever that you are doing now, whatever you have, you like, you are passionate about doing it, keep doing it no matter how small they are. You don't know if it's going to grow, you don't know the impact, where it's going to be, and along the way, you learn, you grow, and you become who you are because of what you are doing and what you are serving the community. Thank you very much.